Hello, everyone. Welcome to Systems Within Systems. I'm Sifu Lawrence Hill. You can check me out on systemswithinsystems.com. That will connect you with the site and all the stuff going on with the school. Okay, so some people have been writing in some questions, which is really good. It gives me material to talk about concerning the breathing. Apparently, we're getting a lot of good feedback on that, and hopefully, more people will see what's going on out there and actually put that into practice. So one of the questions was, how much do you put into your lungs? You know, how do you expand into your lungs? Do you do it 20%, 80%, or so on? And how so can you incorporate, does any part of your body have to be tightened up to get everything working right? As well as can you incorporate the breathing in your everyday movement in your life as well as in the Tai Chi? And the answer to that last one is yes, but you have to become mindful, which also has a lot to do with, changing your thought process about things, being more involved in the moment, and we'll get into further philosophy on that as well. So, when you're breathing, as far as with the Tai Chi and whatnot, the breathing that we're doing with the virus is expanding your lungs as much as you can. Right? And you're sticking your chest out to help with that, right? So that is something that everybody can do and really relate to very quickly. The Tai Chi breathing and the breathing that changes, more advanced breathing, is a little bit different. It's also to trigger mindfulness. So your chest does not expand. You do not expand your chest and fill your lungs up this way. Remember, we're talking about breathing from down here. So your chest doesn't stick out, it's flat. It's flat, right? And your stomach is flat, as flat as you can possibly make it, right? So, when I'm relaxed, my chest is out, my stomach is out, but when I come into this part here, everything tucks in. I tuck everything in, so I'm making, excuse me, my core tight, my core tight, which rests on the root. This rests on your root. This is your root area, right? Okay? So your core is all resting on the root. You bring all this in and you remain tight here, right? So your breathing does change. You do have to be mindful of it. You're not going to be doing that all the time, but it's the mindfulness that triggers the T cells, that gets the immune system moving throughout the body, promotes the oxygen, just makes you feel better and more aware about your surroundings. So when I'm walking regular. When I think about it, when it comes to mind, I breathe, I tuck this in, I breathe, and I'm breathing from here. Short breaths, you could take longer breaths depending on where you're at and what you're doing. If you're in the middle of New York City and you're moving around, I do it sometimes, a lot of times actually, when I'm driving my car. I become mindful. I'm sitting here, I'm relaxed, this way here, and then I straighten myself up, tuck everything in, tighten this up, right? Bring this in, tighten this up, and I practice my breathing. And just the act of tightening this up and tucking this in makes me mindful. Just doing that, right, brings me into the moment, brings me into my breath, listening to the sound. So yes, right, Don't Lie was the person who wrote in, you do tighten this up, and in the Tai Chi, the same way, right? When I get the Tai Chi, I tighten it up, but not like I'm not meditating on tight like this. I'm just nice and I just keep it firm, and I listen to my breath. Right? So all that comes in. You can listen to your breath, you can hear it, it can go, it could come, but you've got to keep that breath constantly through it. Your mind, don't lock on your thoughts, let them flow, let them move. If they create stories, just let the stories be created, just keep moving through it, along with the breath, the expansion. So you tighten this up, you tighten this up, right? But you don't walk this way when you tighten it up. It's just, you won't even know, people won't even know it. I'm tightening up right now. I'm being mindful. Usually as well, every 3 steps as a practice, I will breathe out, or I will breathe in, depending on how I'm starting, and on the 3rd step, I breathe out. Sometimes when I'm doing that as a form of exercise, I'll go take my 3 steps. When I breathe out, I'll do this. Right? I'll just move my hands out. It's great if you're in a public area. People will stay away from you. They'll think you're crazy. Right? But I used to do that a lot before I was doing a lot of fighting as my breathing changed. Everybody would be doing their forms and doing all this stuff. I'd just be walking around doing this here. All right? So, yes, you can do it when you're walking, when you're doing your Tai Chi. It does click into mindfulness. It helps you appreciate the wonder of being alive. To me, that's what creation is. It's a wonder. Everything becomes creation. It's just wonderful to be here, to recognize it. It's good practice. So tighten this up, keep it flat as you possibly can. Breathe from here. Remember the circle breathing? On the virus breathing and stuff, take a big air, let it out, right? Hold it, right? Let it out, and at the end, cough. That's a whole different thing. You are expanding the chest and whatnot. For the Tai Chi and the breathing, the more advanced breathing, you don't want to do. It's a whole different, and that will aid with this. You will just naturally have that stronger immune system and oxygen always promoting into your thoughts. And a lot of the negative thoughts we have, besides what I just read and talked about in the last video, deal with a lot of social media, a lot of chemistry, a lot of things that are going on in our body. Eat a little bit better, right? Get your immune systems going, and do everything that you need to do or should do, and you need to practice a little discipline to do that. And you know discipline means never convenient. But once you do it, once you get out of that funk, you're going to feel a lot better. You always do. Bow in to what you're doing, right? So whenever I have to do something or go anywhere, or practice or train, I always practice bowing in. You know, I'll walk in, if I walk onto the mat, you know, wherever my imaginary mat is, I bow in, and now I'm ready to take action. And maybe we'll discuss that a little bit down the line as well, okay? Again, tuck this in, and just breathe from here. Normal, the stepping breathing, the walking breathing, driving your car, doing your Tai Chi allows you to truly concentrate on it and bring it in. And as I said, your thoughts are who you are. Just let them flow. The many voices, let them go, let them come, let them stay. Don't focus on it. None of us could shut off ourselves that way. It's just a matter of just letting them flow. Listen to what they have to say. Let them move on. And then maybe at the end of the Tai Chi, if there's something you need to address or think about, then you address and think about it. Okay? Thanks everybody for listening. Grow, learn, teach. Keep those questions coming. It makes it a lot easier for me to address things that you ask instead of looking and talking about stuff as well. I got plenty of that as well. Lots of stories. All right? Grow, learn, teach, breathe.